do Muslims react to God's true name, Yahweh? That is an interesting problem. Matter of fact, I mean, one of the best videos on this was AP's video, where he points out that, Allah in the Quran and Muhammad don't seem to know what God's name in the Bible is, and makes no reference to it except in the names of prophets and so on, which are sometimes based on the name Yahweh. They're versions of the name Yahweh. And these names are used, and yet Allah is using the names and yet has no clue what these names even mean.
Yeah, okay, so we know what Yahweh is. This is Yahweh. Did you know that Yahweh is a pagan god that the Israelites plagiarized that name of ancient Edomite and Median paganism or Canaanite paganism? And you can see, like right there, that that's Yahweh. Yahweh is the name of a false pagan god. So there's a reason why Islam never mentions the name Yahweh, because Yahweh is not the original name of God. Even if you read Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, God's name is Elohim. Later on in Exodus chapter 3, God's name becomes Yahweh. But Yahweh was never the original name of God. If there's an original name of God, it was probably El or Elohim. So, Yahweh is not the original name of God, and Yahweh is actually plagiarized off ancient Edomite and Median paganism. So then David Wood brings up, well, what about the prophet's name? Well, first of all, the name Yahweh is like that name is a reconstruction. Like, nobody knows how Yahweh's name was originally pronounced. And my theory is that if you read the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verse 61, if you read the Barnes commentary on the New Testament or the Bible, this Christian scholar says that the Jews or the Israelites named their children after righteous figures in their tribes. So when the Quran mentions Jesus or Yahya, which is John the Baptist, or Zechariah, whatever, these are names that were their righteous ancestors had, not necessarily coming from a deity. Another issue is that the Quran never uses the name Jesus, John the Baptist, Elijah, etc. These are Hebrew names, but the Arabic names in the Quran use different terminologies. So that's another way to explain it. But regardless, that's not my point. Is that Yahweh is a pagan god. It's time Christian apologists acknowledge this, and nor in the New Testament is Yahweh used. So